This episode is packed full of some wild rides. It's pace cars gone wild.
That's pace cars gone wild, not girls.
Damn.
3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Hope everybody out there is off to a great week. Man, when you think of pace cars, you kind of think of this as a safety vehicle. And sometimes out there on the racetrack, it gets put in some, well, let's just say some unsafe positions. And today we're going to take a look at a few of these, let's just say instances, crashes, and different things that have happened to the pace cars out there. And man, there are some wild ones. That's why it's pace cars gone wild. Sorry, not girls gone wild, but pace cars gone wild. No better way to start out than with the cover art, the thumbnail for this episode right here. This took place in 1971 at the Indianapolis 500.
The pace car is out of control. The race is underway, but all eyes are on the photographer's stand at the foot of the straightaway. An unprecedented accident, and miraculously, no one fatally injured.
Now, to give you a little context to the story, during the 1971 Indy 500, usually the manufacturers provided pace cars, but this year none of the three major manufacturers did this. So a group of local dealers got together, Dodge dealers, and they elected Eldon Palmer, one of the Dodge dealer owners, to drive the pace car, which he did. The previous day, he had been doing test runs down pit road, had a braking zone, knew where he was going to hit the brakes at. If I'm correct, they had a flag out there for him in a cone or something of that situation. But unfortunately, during race day, it had been removed. And also in Eldon's mind, he thought he had to be in front of the race cars as they crossed the start and finish line coming down pit road. So he was booking it down there at 125 miles per hour. No cone. Unfortunately, locked the brakes up on the car and slid into the photographer's stand. And 29 people injured in that situation, too seriously, but luckily no fatalities or anything like that in the situation. Interesting pieces to this is astronaut John Glenn is in the car with him, along with the owner of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and an ABC correspondent. So John Glenn got to be thinking, I can go to the moon, it's going to be a piece of cake, but fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. And if you take a look at this right here, I don't know who that is in the back seat, but I swear it looks to me like they are screaming at this point right now, which I don't blame them one damn bit with the situation that happened. But another interesting note, apparently in Eldon's obituary, it was noted that he was a very likable, laughable, fun guy. And in the obituary, it said, you either knew him from his very likable personality and huge personality, or from being an Indianapolis pace car driver. So such a great story to that. And man, and there's this.
All right, well, we're still under a caution. I want you to go back out on that track and hit the pace car. Hit the pace car? Hit the pace car!
And there is no doubt that so many drivers have went out there and got into that pace car. And we're going to start out with this one right here. This was Brad Knopfsinger, 1988.
A wild ride with Brad Knopfsinger. After the checkered flag in the open, he cut a tire and went careening across the infield. The car arced right through the gate and hit the pace car. Security guard Donald Ivy suffered a broken ankle in that mishap, which saw Knopfsinger unable to steer his bent-up race car. First pace car driver did a good job of backing out of the way so that Brad could hit the second one.
So unfortunately, an official getting injured in that right there. But man, if you take a look at this one right here, this is Joe Cooksey, 1999 Daytona ARCA race. Luckily, this one wasn't a lot worse.
Oh, the pace car has been crashed. The 51 car has hit the pace car, and there is the safety car over there on the apron. That's Joe Cooksey in the 51 car, and there's the Pontiac Grand Prix safety car, the official car, as they are. The pace car was actually sitting in turn 3 waiting for the field. They had told the leader the pace car would pick up the leader in turn 3. Joe Cooksey, driving the car number 51, a 4-year ARCA veteran, was about 3, maybe 4 laps down.
And there's also some very, very notable names that have had some situations like this, such as Dale Earnhardt.
Always, when Elmo's out in front and the second place or first place car comes up behind him, they always give him a little rub on the back and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, that had to scare both of them to death.
Here we go. Take a look at this. That rub mark you've seen right here. Unbelievable.
And it's not only the NASCAR guys who get into situations like this. Sometimes it happens on the short tracks too. At an old NASCAR track, but this is vintage racing out there at Hickory. And sometimes the pace cars, these situations right here, it's not all accidents and all bad. But take a look here. This was Kyle Busch out there, 2018. Dale Jr. driving the pace car and having a little fun with each other.
I want to thank Indy and Chevrolet and Kyle Busch for giving me a bumper on the back straightaway he gave, so I didn't miss out on any part of this.
Here, I think we got a little replay of your buddy. Just kind of, hey, welcoming you back to the racetrack is what I think this is right here.
Little bump and run.
But Kyle Busch has also been known to get into the pace car, let's just say when he was being a little rowdy.
I'm not sure this is even repairable, and where they're at currently with multiple wins on the season, I'm just not sure, the value. Oh,
he's got the wind in it now, pushing the pace car.
I don't believe I would do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's definitely going to draw the attention of NASCAR there.
And this was all for good reason. New Hampshire racetrack was wet. He was not happy about this situation. You take a look at here. I mean, just wiped out pretty much the JGR stable right there going in that turn, and something that he definitely was not happy about. Now, there's another guy who likes to get into the pace car, who liked to get into the pace car. You can take a look at this right here, a couple instances. This is, man, Old Smoke having fun.
That's on the straightaway. That's okay, right?
That's fair. Yep. Pace car or not.
Tony Stewart having some fun with the pace car.
Brett Bodine, the pace car driver.
And sometimes he did this because it needed to be done, especially in the SRX series. The series he owned had that old hot rod pace car, and man, he had to give a little helping, let's just say a helping bumper.
Cars that you are well familiar with if you're a racing fan. What is that? Stewart's trying to push the door of the pace car closed. What is that?
That was not planned.
No,
that was not planned.
As you could hear and see there in the Tony Stewart bumps there, Brett Bodine, pace car driver, former NASCAR driver out there. And sometimes Brett, as a pace car driver, has had some issues himself.
And we've been talking about the race car drivers having trouble with this track. How about the pace car driver?
So we are going to assume this is Brett Bodine just because it's fun.
And
to
he's normally the pace car driver.
But, yeah, I hadn't seen that very often.
Now, that was back in 2018 at the Roval. Everybody not used to it, obviously, and Brett was no different with that situation. But sometimes, too, these pace cars, they just have their own problems out there in the racetrack. As you can take a look here, 2014 Daytona. It seems like Daytona has a lot of these issues right here. But 2014, well, not a good ride in the pace car.
We welcome you back to Sprint Unlimited here at Daytona International Speedway.
Chris!
And wait, let's Clint Boyer.
We have a caution for the caution car.
The pace car caught fire.
And it's not only NASCAR that gets in these situations. Take a look at this right here. IndyCar 2018 Detroit. Wild.
You see the safety team is there with the pace car and its occupants. Watch this. Just bizarre.
It's like he wasn't expecting to see the two-seater there.
Now for the rest of this, I'm just going to let some video roll of, man, pace cars going wild.
With the pace car, it has hit the barrels on pit entry.
So the pace car turning in late.
Oh, my goodness.
Was there a contact with the 9?
Oh, my goodness.
Actually involved in a little bit of an incident. The 95 hits the safety truck.
Speeding up on the inside at Civic Duty. Away third was Big Sky Angelina with red, white, and blue stone. They head around the turn. We have a accident on the track. We have an accident on the track. drivers down. The car has crashed into the horses. Please hold all tickets. We have loose horses on the track. Please.
Jetzt in diese Yellow Flag Location und da gibt es einen riesen Einschlag. Gleich zweimal sind dort Piloten in das Streckensicherungsfahrzeug gefahren.
Fifth and sixth and oh, what is that? That is a course car on track.
Schade, dass Safety Car kommt für Franz Engstler.
Ja, und jetzt touchiert der Franz Engstler das Safety Car. Der Safety Car kommt aus der Boxengasse raus und fährt den Franz Engstler genau vors Auto. Wo gibt's denn sowas?
Das denn?
Down, you can see the white flag in the background to indicate the safety car. Alexander Wirtz goes past the safety car and slots in front of him, and the safety car locks up and hits him. Under braking for the hairpin at the end. The leader has been hit by the safety car.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like what I'm doing here, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of videos back here you can take a look at, and a lot of fun things going on throughout the off season. 2025 is going to be hellfire, going wide open with this show. So I hope you join me for that. So give this episode a like, hit that subscribe button, get the notifications coming in. And man, I always love to talk about the racing action I put on these things. So throw them comments down below. And man, hope you have a rest of a great week. And as always, we'll see you at the checkered flag.